Great. Well, good morning, everybody, from Michelle McKay and Cynthia Bolden. So, as y'all know, each a day we've been talking about beliefs. Let me look at my picture or I'll forget. Beliefs that turn into uh, words and actions. And yesterday we did words, and today we're going to do habits. I thought that one was very, very interesting. So, from belief to thoughts to words to actions and then habits. I've thought a little bit about habits in my life. It seems like one of the earliest habits that we are taught as children, this is just funny to me, is brushing your teeth. And how in the world do you get your kids to have that form a habit and for them to want to brush their teeth, right? That's so funny. That was the first thing that came to me because I was like, Lord, how do we talk about habits? And I just started thinking about just our little picture about beliefs, thoughts, words, actions, habits, and how do habits start forming? And for the kids, we had to make it fun, right? You had to make it fun. You had to buy that cute little toothbrush and the good tasting toothpaste, and then getting them to the dentist. Sometimes the dentist would help, with why you need to brush those teeth, why we need to make sure we're preventing cavities, all those things. But remember, think beliefs, thoughts, words, actions, all of those things affect our habits. So I am going to look at what I pulled up about habits. So habits are routines or behaviors that are repeated regularly and tend to occur subconsciously. So if you think about taking the drops, when we start teaching people about taking the drops and how it will eventually become a habit, I tell everybody to set a timer. So that is intentional, right? Set a timer. And then all of a sudden, after several weeks, it will become a habit. And do y'all remember a lot of people used to tell us it was 21 days. You do something for 21 days and it will create a habit. Well, most of everything that I've read last night and this morning, that's a myth. It's actually somewhere between 18 and 254 days. Now, y'all, that's a lot. So it takes a good bit longer. And the median of that I've heard 10 weeks. My research showed me 10 weeks and some showed me 66 days. So really, I guess if I took the median between 18 and 254, I think it would be a little bit closer to 10 weeks, it looks like. So they're formed through processes called habituation, where actions become automatic responses to specific situations or cues. So our beliefs, thoughts, actions, and words can greatly influence the formation and maintenance of habits in several ways. So how does our belief happen? Our beliefs shape our perception of what is possible and desirable. If you believe that a certain habit, like exercising regularly, is beneficial and achievable, you'll be more likely to adapt and maintain it. So conversely, if you hold limiting beliefs, such as thinking you're not capable of change, it can hinder the formation of positive habits. So our thoughts can reinforce or undermine our habits. Positive self-talk and visualization can strengthen the commitment to a habit, while negative thoughts or self-doubt can sabotage it. So, for example, thinking I can do this will motivate you to stick to a new habit, whereas this is too hard might lead you to giving up. Actions, our consistent actions, are the building blocks of habits. Repeatedly performing a behavior in response to a cue helps solidify it as a habit. So, for instance, if you decide to meditate every morning after waking up, the action of meditating becomes linked to the cue of waking up, eventually turning it into a habit. Now, to me, that's a big one because that's usually when I have my quiet time. And when I first wake up, and oftentimes, y'all, it's 3:30 in the morning. I don't know why, but God will wake me up and say, it's time to pray. I need this time with you. And that's generally my time. Now I'll go back to sleep, but oftentimes that's my time. So I'm trying to form a habit to go to bed earlier, knowing that I might be awakened at 3:30. But thank goodness when I do fall back asleep, I fall back asleep and I don't feel like I had any broken sleep. So I'm very thankful for that time. And then as I truly help form a habit of getting past that 3:30 time and waking up at 6 or 6:30, that's when I can have my quiet time and when I can truly wake up and go, okay, this is the time that I need. So our words, the language we can use, influence our habits by shaping our mindset and intentions. Speaking positively about a habit, such as saying, I enjoy eating healthy, can reinforce the behavior. So how many people do we need to tell that to about the drops? Tell yourself, I enjoy eating healthy. Additionally, sharing your goals with others can create accountability, making it more likely that you will stick to your habits. Y'all, I'll never forget hearing John Wadsworth this past weekend and before saying, if you will write your goals down every single day, you're more likely to meet them. Now, I'm not a big person. I wasn't a big person at one time of writing them down. I might write down, my 5-year plan or my year plan or whatever. I'm not great at writing it down daily because I know in my mind what I've got to do to meet those goals, and I'm more action oriented. But I've gotten to where I need to write those goals down so I can go back and look at it and be reminded of it every single day. So I encourage y'all to do that. And it does create more accountability for yourself. So overall, our beliefs, thoughts, actions, and words can interact in complex ways to influence the habits we form and maintain. So by being mindful of these elements, we can consciously cultivate habits that align with our goals and our values. So that's what I've got today. And I can't wait to hear what Miss Cynthia Bolden has to say about our habits and how beliefs and our thoughts and our words and our actions lead to habits. Welcome, Cynthia. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to everyone. Michelle, really, it's like we must have been in the same room because pretty much that's what I have, but we're going to do it a little different. That was really good, Michelle. And it was really, I liked what she said about brushing your teeth and habit because I didn't even think about that. But what I did think about, I was just thinking when you usually use the word habit, how many of you can just take a second and think? Usually, when somebody uses the word habit, it's really not positive. Think about it. I have a habit. Oh, I just need to break this habit. Oh, if I could just break this habit. You never hear, how many of you ever hear, wow, you do an awesome job at loving people. You have a habit of loving. Wow, you have a great habit of giving. Wow, you have a great habit of sowing seed or, positive. Whoever walks up to us and say, oh, you have a great habit of that. But then if somebody needed to stop, smoking or maybe drinking too much, or maybe they, some things that may not produce the outcomes that, that we think are good. Then when a person tells us that story, is usually, oh, they just been doing it all their life. It just got a habit of doing it. But it always had that little negative, little vibe to it. So I've just decided, based on the definition Michelle just gave, same thing. What is a habit? An acquired mode of behavior that has been done repeatedly over and over. One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Joshua 1:8 about meditating in the word day and night. And it reminds me of when you meditate, you mutter, you go over it. And it is amazing because the word of God is the seed itself. And and I love how it gives me that illustration of I'm planting that seed. And as I meditate, then what am I doing? I'm building because what we're doing it over and over and over again. So what that does is it set up a strong belief system. It also sets a strong it encourages you first, really is what it does. It really encourages you. So when somebody walks up, I always like to say, be the answer to what somebody needs. So it's not that the reason we can be answers is why, because we have a habit of meditating right thoughts, which will equal right words, that strong belief. So listen to one or two of these before our time is up. I am not necessarily a quote girl, but I like quotes to help me to think it all the way out. And these are some you've heard, and it's Friday. So I thought, hey, let's end it on a bang this Friday and just kind of take this into our weekend and see what we can do with these quotes as we're mindful to them. Okay, you've heard this. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. So the motivation, that's why when I'm motivated and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm constantly like making a note of remembering how I felt or what motivated me. And then I repeat it in my own mind. You know what I mean? And then listen to this. The kind of life we, let's see, the kind of life we lead today is essentially the product of habits of our daily routines and daily processes. So I would say give yourselves a hand clap because sometimes we all in business, and for those that may be in another business and not ours, we clap at, for instance, I'm gonna watch your faces. Here's a little exercise. Wow, I sold one box of drops. People like, okay. But when somebody say, wow, I sold a 4-pack, the smile gets a little, whoa, the eyes get a little. Now here it is. Then when somebody says, wow, I sold a 10-pack, all of a sudden eyes, I mean, they just out there. Now here's one more. We got one more pack in there. I sold a 30-pack. So I see, I just thought we needed to have a little fun. So what would happen if we got in the habit? What do we usually say? I just sold one box. If they could only do, if they could only see. This is what we're going to say, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to say, whatever that goal is, we are going to get in the habit of saying to ourselves, well, my volume is moving faster than a speeding train. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like get in the habit of telling that green, what I call it the green line, y'all, the green line. And I talk to that thing and I tell it, you move. So that's a okay. It's kind of like this. Stay focused, Cynthia. Stay focused. All right. So we are going to change our habits. We are changing habits and we're going to talk this out daily, not just using the word habit. If we know thoughts, beliefs, words, and actions lead to this habit, then we are going to take that belief system. We are going to think systems, 4, 10, 30 packs. We're going to think speed. We're going to get in the habit of thinking speed. Let's do this because the thing about it, when you really think about it, what else is it to do? We're not doing anything wrong. It's our mind. It's our imagination. It's to be used. According to scientists, the brain or the mind really hadn't even been tapped in, even at its half of its capacity. And I think we should be the ones to step up and use it because, first of all, this is what's going to happen. We're helping a lot of people. Michelle says it all the time. So, hey, we could take Michelle quote. We can get in the habit of saying it 10 times a day that we are getting these drops in the hands of billions. You think about if we do that exercise in 30 days and we look at our volume then. I kind of like that idea. I didn't even mean to say that, but I like that. Okay, really quick, last thing. The truth is, you're going to love this. The truth is, we don't break a bad habit. So we don't break it. We just replace it with a good one. Isn't that awesome? That we just focus on. Don't be focusing on what you didn't do, what didn't happen last week. We're getting rid of those habits. We're focusing on what we say, what we believe, because our belief will lead to the actual action of it happening. We out with the old, in with the new, and I am telling you, it's going to be some serious volume reports this month because we have decided to make it a habit. So when our upline and everybody asks, what's going on? I've decided to have a habit of a good, no. I've decided to have a good habit. All I have to say about me, this is where I am. Oh, did you make it this week? Of course I did. I have a habit of making it and moving up. And the only thing that can happen, the green bar just keeps going up, because that's where it's supposed to go, up. Happy Friday to all of you, and you're so much fun.
I love it. We knew that Cynthia was going to take us on into the weekend with a bang, right? So let's replace some bad habits with some good habits And y'all get that volume up, like she said, speak to it every single day. So that's taking beliefs, thoughts, actions, and words right there and creating new habits. So you guys have an amazing Friday. Look forward to seeing y'all over on the IPA and see y'all on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you.